Now on CoastTV News.
New information comes to light after a trooper is killed at the DMV. The circumstances released by police as they continue to investigate. Fundraising efforts grow for the fallen trooper's family, the official way you can help. Planned upgrades for Northside Park in Ocean City, what changes you can expect.
We're expecting somewhat of a raw and rainy kind of evening, and we'll also have your shopping forecast after the day after.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
New information about the deadly shooting of this man, Delaware State Police Trooper Matthew Snook. Good evening, I'm Madeline Overturf. We now know the name of the man accused of killing Corporal Snook. Delaware State Police say 44-year-old Raman Rose from Wilmington is the man who killed Corporal Snook at a Wilmington DMV. This was the Tuesday before Christmas, December 23rd. Corporal Snook was there working overtime when troopers say Raman Rose killed him. Delaware State Police do not have a photo of the suspect to release to the media, but they are sharing new details today that shed light on that tragic shooting. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is in our newsroom. Brandon, police are still investigating, but they say they know why the shooter was there.
Maddie, DSP says Rose entered the DMV as a customer, then shooting trooper Matthew Snook first in the back. Delaware State Police say Snook pushed a DMV employee out of the way and told the worker to run as Rose continued to fire shots at Snook, who was on the ground. Troopers say the shooter Rose allowed customers to leave the DMV and waited for responding officers. At that point, troopers say Rose and those officers then traded gunfire. A Newcastle County police officer saw Rose and shot him through a window from outside of the DMV. Rose was taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police are continuing to investigate what led up to this shooting and any other information about the shooter. Corporal Matthew Snook leaves behind a 1-year-old daughter and a wife. Back to you.
To help the Snook family, a fundraiser has been started by the Delaware State Troopers Association, helpahero.com. That's the website. And you can see, as of this newscast, over $259,000 has been raised. And Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy is selling a Thin Blue Line t-shirt with Corporal Snook's name on it, saying 100% of the proceeds will go to the Snook family, and Portnoy will personally match donations too. As Delaware continues to mourn Trooper Snook's death, people have visited a memorial for him upstate and expressed shock.
No one really realizes what they go through until something like this happens. And it really hit me and my family.
Corporal Snook's death was the first Delaware law enforcement officer to be killed on the job since 2021. In April 2021, Delmar Corporal Keith Hecook was attacked and killed while responding to a call. Prior to that, in 2017, Delaware State Police Trooper Corporal Stephen Ballard shot and killed at a Wawa in Bear while investigating a suspicious car. 2 months prior, Correctional Officer Lieutenant Stephen Floyd was killed during a prison riot in Smyrna. And here in Sussex County in 2009, Georgetown police officer Chad Spicer was killed while attempting to stop a car involved in a previous shooting. And with Chad Spicer's death, any line of duty death really hits home in Georgetown, and that's why, in part to honor Trooper Snook, a vigil will be held Sunday at 6 in the Georgetown Circle. One of the organizers is State Senator Brian Pettyjohn, who says the impact is widespread.
Doesn't matter if they're from Georgetown, if they're from the area, or if they're upstate. We always have something here in Georgetown to help support the family and help them through their time of need.
Pettyjohn says the circle will be closed off to car traffic on Sunday, and we have more information on the vigil and all those fundraisers we mentioned right now on CoastTV.com. As we take a live look outside into Laurel, let's check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams on some rain coming our way.
Well, we're going to stay a bit on the cold and clammy side, and it looks like the scattered showers are going to start to migrate its way towards us. We were concerned about it being a bit of a wintry mix, but for the most part, I think we're just dealing with good old-fashioned cold, uncomfortable rain right on that edge, trying to change over, but not quite making it. In Salisbury, currently, we're at 39 degrees, and we're going to stay in the upper 30s to low 40s, and with the cloud cover staying as thick as it is right now, along with the rain and the latent heat that's released when the rain droplets form, that's going to keep us just above that freezing line to not be overly concerned about frozen precipitation. Now, we are colder. I mean, we're like 12 degrees colder now than we were just 24 hours ago for the same time period. We're at 37 degrees in Georgetown right now, but also 37 degrees in Milton, Millsboro, Long Neck, and we're at 39 degrees right now in Lewis and Rehoboth. So here's a look at the precipitation. You see touches of pink in there. That's a mixture of the little ice pellets falling on your windshield, but nothing all that impressive, nor is it sticking around for an extended period of time. Now, we do have some gusty winds, so we're looking under a small craft advisory off the coast, but you have to go all up towards Newcastle County to find any kind of winter weather advisory, not a watch or storm or anything like that, just an advisory, watching out for the chance of frozen precipitation, paying us a visit there. But generally speaking, we're on the rain side of this thing more so than anything else. And even as we take a look at the rest of the night, we're still expecting for it to stay in the form of precipitation in the form of rain. By the way, a quick look at your shopping forecast for tomorrow's forecast. We're looking at 37 and cloudy at 7 o'clock, cloudy at 9 o'clock, and cloudy at 11 o'clock, Maddie.
Thank you, Paul. And with that shopping forecast, this brings us to our Coast TV poll. It's the day after Christmas, a busy return day, so we want to know, what is your return strategy? Let's take a look at the results so far. 44% say store credit is fine, 32% say donate or regift, 18% never return anything, and 6% say no receipt, tough. If you haven't voted yet or left a comment, we'd love to hear from you. CoastTV.com or our mobile app. Northside Park in Ocean City could soon be getting some upgrades. The Recreation and Parks Committee gave council an update on their plans. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us what's in store.
Northside Park in Ocean City is used year-round for people enjoying a nice stroll in the summertime to the Winterfest lights display in the winter.
This is a hidden gem.
Vince Ryan walks Northside Park 6 days a week and has for the past 5 years.
It's quiet here, it's open, you got plenty of room to do anything you want.
And now some planned upgrades are in the works. According to the Ocean City Park Superintendent, upgrades will include replacing the softball field lights with LEDs to cut costs and better light the area. It will also include upgrading the playground and improving the pathways to better prepare for drainage issues and improve walking conditions, something Ryan is all for.
I think it's in pretty good shape now. It's nice and flat, it's easy for me walking, but you can always flatten this in spots.
The overall cost for these projects will be around $1 million, and funding coming from the Capital Reserve Fund and state grants. According to the town, these upgrades happening to Northside Park is set to happen in 2026 and 2027. I'm Kevin Zappe in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
After months of warning that the U.S. could take military action to stop violence against Christians in Nigeria, President Donald Trump announced on Christmas Day he had done just that. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest on the USA delivering a strike on Islamic State terrorists in the country's northwest.
Missiles launching off a U.S. warship destined for northwest Nigeria. U.S. Africa Command says the strikes targeted Sokoto State, which borders Niger to the north, and in, quote, coordination with Nigerian authorities.
It was a collaborative effort between Nigeria and the U.S., and President Tinubu gave the go-ahead before it took place, and we don't see it violating our sovereignty or territorial integrity.
In a post on social media, President Trump says he directed a, quote, powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who he said had been killing innocent Christians. A U.S. official told CNN the strikes included Tomahawk missiles fired from a Navy vessel that struck 2 ISIS camps. Nigeria's Foreign Minister Yusuf Tugar says his country is committed to the fight against terrorism, saying it is not a religious conflict, but a regional security threat.
It's not a Nigerian problem. It's not a Christian-Muslim problem. It is a regional problem, but we're putting all of that aside. We accept that we need the support of other countries.
For the last several months, Trump has been focused on the plight of Christians in Nigeria, including calling on Defense Secretary Hegseth in November to, quote, prepare for possible action. Both Christians and Muslims, the two main religious groups in the country, have been victims of attacks by radical Islamists. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Nigeria's president has not yet publicly commented on the strike, but earlier in the day shared a Christmas message saying, quote, "I stand committed to doing everything within my power to enshrine religious freedom in Nigeria." Parking permit change. Rehoboth Beach planning to do away with physical permits. We'll have that story.
We are expecting a round of rainy weather for tonight. We'll talk about that coming up.
But first, Santa has come and gone, but the holiday spirit still shines on Delmarva. We have your cool things to do up next.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Hopefully everyone had a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday, but the festive fun doesn't have to stop now. Christina DiRobertis shows us cool things to do on the coast this weekend.
If you have any extra holiday spirit lying around, Shellville awaits you this weekend. The Christmas Village behind Tanger Outlets is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with live music and all the usual holiday magic. Plus, Ocean City's Winterfest of Lights continues until December 31st. That's from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. at Northside Park. It's your last chance to take in those sparkling displays before the lights go dark for the season. You can also head to Lewis to check out holiday light displays all throughout the city until December 31st. And holidays at the Hammock at Crooked Hammock Brewery is still happening. That includes drink and food specials, s'mores, and more. Finally, if the gifts you got did not quite hit the mark this year, you might be headed out on a return mission. Tanger Outlets are open from 10 to 9 Saturday and from 10 to 7 on Sunday. If you missed any of that, don't worry, we have all the details on CoastTV.com right now.
What we're going to experience for the rest of the night is really hit and miss spittle of rain, not even real rain. You know, it doesn't even have the self-respect to be real solid rain all the time. It's just going to sprinkle here, sprinkle there, you know, dance on your windshield occasionally and then get out of the way. It's really going to be a cold and clammy situation for the most going into tomorrow. In Rehoboth Beach right now, we're holding at 39 degrees. The winds are howling at about 15 miles per hour. That makes it feel a lot cooler on the beach. Now, we will have some sprinkles that will continue up to about 9 o'clock. It'll start tapering off a little bit more for us as going to the 10 to 11 o'clock hour. But we're at 37, 38 degrees, generally speaking, 38 in Milton, 39 in Lewis and Rehoboth, 38 Indian River Inlet. We're at 40 in Ocean Pines and in Bethany Beach. But where are we compared to yesterday? How about 12 degrees colder? Like in Georgetown, 13 in Dover, 11 in Easton. So we are feeling the temperatures trending downward very quickly, but the moisture content is going up. So that gives us that cold and clammy kind of feel in the air. But it feels like 36 in Redden, so the winds haven't started howling too badly. Now, and this is the pattern that we're talking. You see how schizophrenic and back and forth it looks? It's not even a solid chunk of rain trying to make its way here, but we do have the small craft advisory that will stay active for us throughout a good portion of the evening. Now we're looking at this slice of precipitation that's beginning to make its way across the northern and central portions of the state. We're going to continue to track that because we're really for more wintry weather that's going to be to our north with our winter storm watch staying active there. But we have the winds coming out of the south for right now. And then as we go into Sunday, we're looking at the winds beginning to kind of swirl over our general area. So for Saturday, cloudy and temperatures near 41 degrees. That's what we're serving up for everybody. But the winds are going to be the dessert that we may not want to dine on. We're looking at winds out of the north and the northwest between 16 to 20 miles per hour. But we're staying cloudy to mostly cloudy. So cloudy and clammy, 38 for Seaford, for example, but 40 in Lewis and Rehoboth. 44 in Cambridge, but 38 in Easton and Denton. And we're looking at 40 degrees in Berlin, 43 Chincoteague, 40 for the high in Ocean City. So as we go through, by 9:30, we're looking for maybe a touch of rain over towards Long Neck, and then the models clear up for us, and we just stay cloudy all night going into Saturday. Saturday's cloudy during the morning, afternoon, and evening. Temperature staying in the upper 30s and really not moving. Sunday, we start seeing a little sunshine. It start off at 30 degrees, and then we warm to about 38 by mid-morning. But Sunday's interesting because Sunday we're going to deal with some dense fog. Watch this. We're looking at our future fog model, and we're looking for Delmar and along Highway 13, dropping down and towards Salisbury. The visibility is going to drop down to near zero there going into Sunday morning. Now, for the next few days, our chances of precipitation will escalate more so for Sunday going into Monday. But with that chance of rain, for Monday, that 59% chance of rain, they'll drop to nothing on Tuesday. So we're looking at increasing cloud cover, Chincoteague, and Monday we're looking for 62 degrees. Windy for us at Assateague. We are expecting cloudy skies on Ocean City and in Fenwick Island. And by the time we get to Monday, we'll be near 60 degrees in Rehoboth Beach and just over that in Lewis, but we're staying cloudy 3 days in a row. So what's happening on Monday? Cloudy, and then here's that slice of rain at 7 o'clock, and then by the time we get to, say, 2:30 in the afternoon, that's when that rain settles on top of us, and then it moves quickly out of the way by 8 o'clock. So even the rain that we're expecting is only making a cameo appearance. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Oh my goodness, it's going to get cold by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, so stay bundled up.
Thank you, Paul. Out with the old and with the new, Rehoboth Beach is going virtual, at least for parking passes. The city says they'll make parking enforcement more efficient. The change comes as permit sales dropped 35% from 2023 to 2025. One person says going virtual, though, could bring some issues for older homeowners.
But overall, I mean, everything's going virtual, so it's just following the trends.
The virtual system is designed to make things easier for rental properties, letting owners or managers give out guest permits that can be used by multiple cars during a stay. With our holiday season, we have our holiday house. We love seeing all of your decorations. Let's take a look at the one we have queued up. This is by Bill and Gladys Mixon from Georgetown. They say a German goose feather tree with antique decorations. That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Mixons, for sending that to us. And we are still going to show Holiday House through New Year's, so please send us your photos and videos to coasttv.com/holidayhouse. Here's what's coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network. At 5 o'clock, James and Bennett, Colonel Richardson, that's happening right now, boys basketball. 6:30, it's live Wycomico versus Dover, boys basketball. At 8:30, a live all-star event. And remember, this is all the Governor's Challenge, so our streams on DSN Plus. We have 6 games on the Civic Court, Center Court 1, 6 games on the Civic Center Court 2. We have Y-High and UMES as well. Coming up, driving through downtown Berlin, where police announced there today. Next on Coast TV News at 5. The town of Berlin is beginning its search for a new chief of police following the retirement of Chief Arnold Downing. Lieutenant Robert Fisher has been appointed interim chief. The town says applications for the permanent position are now open. Bad news here, more than 60 people across 22 states have gotten sick with salmonella, and that includes Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. The outbreak is linked to raw oysters, according to the CDC. The CDC says at least 20 people have been hospitalized, but a common source of all those oysters have not been identified yet. A lucky Powerball ticket holder in Arkansas is the big winner, $1.8 billion with the B-dollar jackpot. Lotto officials said the lucky winner has 6 months to claim their prize. Now in Arkansas, you can remain anonymous, but your name will go public in 3 years. As we take a live look outside in Rehoboth Beach, one more check on your forecast after this. Another week in the NFL, and we have Sunday Night Football right here on Coast TV. We have the Bears versus the 49ers Sunday at 7, and stay with us for your hyper-local news after the game. Kind of cool story here, and a first, the famous New Year's Eve ball will drop twice in Times Square in 2026. The second time is the nation's 250th anniversary. The first time, of course, will be, the ball drop for New Year's Eve, but this is the second time that the ball has dropped twice since 1907. It's going to happen July 3rd, the night before Independence Day, and it will be relit in red, white, and blue as an America 250 design.
So in Ocean City right now, we're holding at 41 degrees, and the winds are now pushing at about 10 miles per hour. That being said, we're watching out for a few sprinkles throughout the rest of the night. I'm not looking for a dousing or downpour or anything like that, but we're talking about spotty spritz here or there. We do have the small craft advisory that's active off the coastal region, and then we're looking way to our north where we actually have a good solid chunk of possible sleet and freezing rain that's likely to affect the folks there. But that's to our north and not our immediate area. Stephen Letty of Milton, congratulations, you're our umbrella winner. Could use that umbrella for the night. And courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling, keep up with your forecast with our weather line. Your forecast is just a call away, 443-880-9100, sponsored by the law offices of Brunkstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Listen, we're getting ready for the new year, but going into next week, Monday's going to be warm, but then after that, the bottom drops dramatically and stays dropped for a few days in a row.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5. For more news and local weather, you can download our apps. Inside Edition is up next, and we'll see you at 6. Have a great evening.